Hello everyone, Krydax here, and welcome back to pYanodon's Season 3. I'm drinking some coffee here, and our system seems to be working okay. That still hasn't been delivered. Basically just stopped one episode, started the next one, and we are getting both gravel and sand into our output. I'm thinking I probably need to... make this have 2 belts worth of output. Because there is a world, I think overall 1 belt is probably enough, but there's a world where having 2 belts for a train trip or 2 is helpful. Because we could get a train of gravel in, and then a train of sand in, and then I'm getting pure sand, or a stone and sand, and then we're getting pure sand and gravel at the same time. But once it's all kind of factored into... once that thing's all stuffed to the gills, it'll all be fine. Yeah, what's producing all this sand again? I think it's, frickin', whatchamacallit? Tufra. Because of all the coarse fraction we needed for Tufra. And so we're just producing absurd amounts of soil sorting. Where is the Tufra? This stuff. This is where all the sand is coming from. It's just an absurd amount. It really is. And like, sand by itself, I don't think does that much. It's used in a lot of recipes, but other than making pure sand, it's just an ingredient in a lot of things, and that's it. So there's really not much we can do with it in its own self. So here we sit, just not having anything to do with all this sand. I mean, is Kickalk in the same block? Could route it up to Kickalk. Make a little buffer for Kickalk usage. I don't know. Let's grab some belts, and in this episode, we are going to... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What's wrong with steel? Out of iron ore? Okay, that doesn't sound right. What's going on here? Anyway, in this episode, I plan to work on Sap Mark II. Oh, they're all out. Wow. Okay. I don't think I anticipated that happening this soon. I guess that was the edge of the patch, so it runs out first. 12 million is a lot. So, wasn't really ready for that. And I should probably do that, so that way if one of them runs out, it's not like we lose both. Okay. Well, that should fix that problem. For a foreseeable amount of time. Or I should say unforeseeable amount of time. The foreseeable future. Make sure our copper's gonna last a while too here. Alright, well that was a mistake, I guess. Anyway, I'd like to work on... Oh, we can check this off the list. Feels good. And now we want to work on Sap Mark II. So... first, let's get a handle on what we need here. Sap Mark II. So a Sap Tree Mark II needs fertilizer and bone meal. And fertilizer, we have a couple ways to make right now. There's the fish hydrolysate, which I can't make yet, I don't think. Oh, wait, I can. Oh, I need sulfuric acid? Oh my god, barf. I don't even want to think about sulfuric acid after the last episode. Nope, nope, nope. We're noping right out of that recipe. Biomass manure, Zogna. Ash, biomass, biocrud, urea, and seaweed. That's probably the one I'll do. And then this is the backup one if I don't have biocrud. But we should have biocrud all over the place. We should have biocrud all over the place. Oh no, I also just... shoot. I just realized with trash products, with things that we're global trashing, like biocrud, we now have the problem where main product biocrud will never get... oh, shoot. That's so annoying. So, let me try to be coherent here. We're trashing all biocrud here. It's at a low priority, so if any other station's at a higher priority on channel 2, it'll get it. So if I have a biocrud requester on channel 3, the problem is if we have a main biocrud producer, that one will be heavily taxed to constantly provide to it, and as soon as biocrud becomes available on the trash network, it's almost like I need two different requesters. It's a weird idea, but it's almost like I need a biocrud requester on channel 2 that then prioritizes itself over the like two separate train stops. One on channel 2, one on channel 1, and the channel 2 merges on the belt with the channel 1, and the channel 2 is higher priority. And that way we have a station that's hungry on channel 2 and it's not immediately satisfied by channel 1. That would be the way to do it. That's really annoying. Maybe I should have had a third network for side product instead of global trash. I don't know, that would have increased complications in other places though, so I'm not really sure if that's worth it, but all that to say, for now, I just want to set up SAP Mark II. So let's keep understanding SAP Mark II here. So we need some bone meal fertilizer. SAP Seeds Mark II is the only way to get it. And SAP Seed Mark II needs SAP Mark II. And SAP Mark II, we need SAP extractors, which I cannot make, I assume. This is disabled by script. But just to confirm, that this isn't gonna just work on me for some reason. Aha. Does change the modules that are allowed. 2 and above. Okay. I mean, I assumed that would be the case, but... oh, we also never grabbed the planter boxes. Gosh. What did we get so distracted by last episode? I mean, I know it was the Helmod stuff, but... man, we really got sidetracked, didn't we? This is annoying that this one's slower. Is it this thing? Sort of, yeah. We need faster insertion of stone brick. Let's do that. We can get faster planter boxes. Can we ever get planter boxes faster than this needs them? Yeah, we should. Ever so slightly. So they'll start building up in here, especially if I do that. Well, then we're not inserting other things fast enough. Let's do a couple more yellow inserters here. Okay, now we're building up planter boxes. Perfect. So if I visit that 10 minutes from now, we should be good to go. Alright, so anyway, we need SAP Mark II, which comes from Well, I guess we need sap seeds Mark II first. We need this recipe. Urea, sodium alginate, moss, sap tree, muddy sludge. And that's made in a bot nurse. And then that will make sap seeds Mark II. And then we use the sap seeds Mark II to make a sap tree Mark II, and then we can make sap Mark II as much as we want. Okay. So fertilizer. Let's set up basic fertilizer chain. I keep trying to open recipe book with a hotkey, and it's the Alt-E. Or no, Control-E? Yeah, I need to change the hotkey for recipe book. I don't know what to, but... Anyway, what am I doing? We're doing the... fertilizer. Okay. So I need some FBRs, fluidized bed reactors, and then urea. Do I even have this recipe? I do. Wait, really? No, we don't. God, freaking recipe book, man. Rygard, I don't know what is going on, but why? Oh, that icon is just the urea icon. That's not the recipe. This is the list of items, not recipes. Right. But then it doesn't tell you that you can't do this recipe. I really am mad about that. And I don't want to change the mode. Yes, we've talked about it. There is another mode for recipe book but it requires extra clicks, which is also frustrating. This mode is nice to have the one recipe, but if this one is disabled, it does not tell you that. There really needs to be a red highlight somewhere on here. Because these highlight red when they're disabled, but this one doesn't. Very odd, I think. Anyway, this is the only way to make urea right now. Where are we making this? I think I'm only making this here. Is that true? Apparently I'm out of wood. This guy's causing problems. We just need a belt wood down here, I think. Or belt wood over. I don't have time to deal with these problems anymore. Just request strong side request. Alright. We're not dealing with this crap no more. We're just gonna request, and we're gonna request wood, and we're gonna request a lot of it, because we have a lot of it. And then we're not gonna worry about these things anymore. We're just gonna have a belt that comes up, belt that comes over. And... I have to go up again. We'll just have a belt of wood that finally all these different things can access. So one of them is Zognobacteria. And then another one is in here. What does the wood actually go in? Oh, we're just using it as fuel. Right. Okay, well, I'll still kind of set this up so that we don't need it later. But it does need to go on the bottom side of the belt. Okay, something like that. And then... we Need to build another robo port. Coverage. Okay, that should do it. Do we need to do anything else with this? I don't think so. I guess the filters on that might be wrong. But I can't actually click on it. That's funny. These trees are in the way. Oh, and I need to merge this. Call this wood request. Okay, so anyway, urea is being produced there. Are we producing it anywhere else? Can't remember. It's used in a lot of stuff. But I don't think we're using it anywhere else yet. So we might just take a little bit of this urea to make fertilizer. I might not fully automate fertilizer yet. That's what I'm thinking. I just want a medium supply of sap Mark II. So we'll improve the urea build here. Is this finally getting steel, by the way? I don't know. Yes, it is. Slowly. The fact that steel was broken for a long time is a very big bummer. How long was it broken? Oh my. Steel was down for 6 hours? Yeesh. That's scary. I'm guessing this one was because it was backed up. Well, that could be bad, because it's not like our steel production's that great in the first place. So we'll see if it can ever catch up or not. Yeah, that one could be a bad one. But I need more underground belts. Like that. Get rid of some things here. Bones? How did I get bones in my inventory? I'm sure it was messing with the crap. Probably. Okay, so all of this should help urea production, because at least right now, wood is the thing slowing it down. And let's do something like this. And then this. We'll let the extra ammonia build up. Yeah, because that one uses cyanic and this one uses both. And this makes equal amounts. Okay. Let me help this whole process. I guess the bots think they have it under control. And there's the train already unloading. Perfect. But we need a filter. Requester. You don't need split filters per lane. Oh, that poor bot. I always feel bad for them when I build it like mere seconds before they get there. That's always funny. Oh man. Alright, so this will get us some of what we need. What else do we need? Why don't we set up a quick little chain here? But not an actual block. We'll just put it in the random stuff category. So sap tree Mk02. So like, let's say I wanted to make 100 of these. I would need 400 fertilizer and 1,000 bone meal. That is a significant amount. Would this be easier? No, surely not. Because the Zogna... Or, I mean, what am I saying? How much Zogna does the urea cost? I guess that's what I'm wondering. Yeah, that one requires 1,600 Zogna and 800 manure. And this one requires 26 manure and 26 Zogna. Okay, yeah, that's definitely... The urea one is definitely the better deal. So I need like a stack of ash, a few stacks of biomass, a stack of biocrud, a few stacks of seaweed. We need some muddy sludge production and a decent amount of bone meal, which we do have being produced over here. And where is it? It's on this belt. Being fed to biological samples. Why don't we have an additional chest here for some bone meal output? It can make one a second, so that's gonna fill up pretty fast. Let's go grab some seaweed. My inventory should be able to hold enough. I do want to fully automate this eventually, but I don't think I'm quite ready for that right now because of... There's just so much to manage. And so many things, like fertilizer's a lot to deal with. I guess I could automate... I don't know. This is almost the kind of thing I do want to do a global... How much do I need? 400? Okay. This is the kind of thing where I almost do feel like I could do a global logistic bot network situation. Because it's like, I never need Sap Tree Mark II to be a primary thing. Okay, where can I get some biocrud? Where can I get some biocrud around here? Looks like there's some right here. Is that enough? Oh, that's plenty. So yeah, there's a part of me that's like, what if I just put some of these things in logistics chests and just let logistics bots deal with it? Because how many Sap Tree Mark IIs do I actually need? Not that many. Okay, but the Sap Seeds Mark II, we're gonna need some more urea, some sodium alginate, some moss, and more muddy sludge. Okay. So for muddy sludge, I think we're just gonna get a washer next to a soil extractor. And we can just make, whatchamacallit, very easily. That. Cover that up. Soil. Muddy sludge. Alright, let that fire up, because that takes a while to get going. And then we need some Sap Tree Mark I's. Let me go get more planter boxes. Light oil processing stage 1 is complete. And I needed to grab some ash, which probably we have over here. And what else? Sodium alginate and moss. Sodium alginate is not going to be stocked up anywhere, unfortunately. Well, I guess we got a couple stocked up here. Because apparently we finally have enough rubber stoppers. That's beautiful news. I don't know how many we need. Let's see. For 100, we need 600, so I need 6 per. And technically, we should only need 1 to get started. I might come back to do another one, though. So 6 of those for now. And then I need a bunch of moss. Like 50 or 100 or something. I'll steal some of this. Uh-oh. Augs aren't getting enough moss. Freaking dang it, man. What I might do is request moss, because we have a moss farm that's just chilling. So I might request moss and wood at this one. And do split filters, moss. And then wherever we're wanting just the wood split off, moss is on the right. Yeah, moss is on the top, so then we would just do one of these and one of these. And now that means we can have some additional moss coming in from the train network, which can supplement this one. And the moss is going to be that one. So that will be moss. For augs, done. And I will need to steal the wood on the other side of the belt all the way up to this point. Which is going to take a while. Yep. I figured that would happen. Alright. I'll let that go for a minute, and then we need to steal more sodium alginate. Where's the other place we're making it? It's up by rubber. Oh, you know, hold on. I need to stop that one, though. We can't let wood onto that belt. That would corrupt it forever. So we'll have to give this a minute to catch up. See if we can catch all the wood chunks. That might be all the wood chunks, but we'll wait and see. And then we'll connect it up, and back to over here. We've got bot nurse, sap tree, sap seed, moss. We should have all the little things we need. So let's get started here. We want sap seed Mark II. Oh, I need the urea. And I also need the muddy sludge connected up. And I think we're gonna need a lot more sodium alginate, actually. And the urea is where? I went way too far. No, it's batteries. It is down here. Where are batteries? Here they are. Okay, so this is now stopped up on liquid manure. Ah, well, it's tied to the moss problem. Good thing we just fixed the moss problem. Almost. It's still about a mile away, but the fix to the moss problem is incoming. So I can do this. And then we'll have supplementary moss filling in from the train base. Perfect. Okay. Now urea is going to something else. I knew it. Biological samples. But we're not using it actively unless we're making science. I'm gonna steal all that. We'll let that catch up over time. Now we've got urea. Let me go grab some more alginate. And we might just have ourselves some sap seeds Mark II. What I might do is this. Just let that buffer some sodium alginate, because I don't want to sit there and do that manually. Okay, here we go. Sap seed Mark II is a go, and then we need how many of these to make a tree? I need 6 to make the first tree, so that means 36 sodium alginate. That is a lot. And then bone meal, I don't know if I have any, so I need to go grab that. We did start buffering it though. Braux are still mostly running. The last 2 are not because of sap. Apparently we're not making enough sap. Did I not do the math? The sap math? We did the math. We did the sap math. Alright, bone meal. Bone meal, bone meal. There we go. There's plenty of bone meal. Oh, there's biocred right here, too. Okay. And what is that made in? The sap tree Mark II. Also a bot nurse. Okay. Okay, so that needs the bone meal. Seeds Mark II. This needs more sap tree Mark I. Do I have more of those, or am I out? Crap. Welp. Guess we gotta get some sap tree situation going again. That's what I was doing over here with the sap seed Mark I, but... what I needed the planter boxes for. And then I think one of these makes sap seeds from regular sap. Is how it works. Can't craft another one right now. Maybe we have another one? Nope. Shouldn't be so lucky. And we need 5 trees per... oh gosh. I really should have started this a while ago. And we need 5 seeds per tree and 5 trees per seed Mark II, so that's 25. Yeah, crap. Crap. Okay, we need to go grab another bot nurse from the auto mall. And then... I don't even know what. I'm using 20 logistics bots just for Grog Food Mark II. I really need to train that in, I think. I wonder if I could manage fitting... bet I could. Yeah. We could fit a station here. Right now, all we're doing is this nitrogen stuff. And then we could extend that, and then we could have deliveries of a couple things over here. And that one almost would fit too, believe it or not. Even with Raux being around. And I could put one here as well. Huh. Interesting thoughts. Let's grab a bot nurse. Or 5. Uh-oh. No! I thought we fixed it with this whole thing. I wonder if it's one tick too slow. Huh. Yeah, I think it... Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. Because I think what we did actually did fix it, but it has one tick where there's a problem. So I might have to introduce a 1 tick delay, or it might even be a 2 tick delay, I'm not sure, to not display. Interesting. That's just even more complications. All right, let me grab more alginate. We need a lot of things here. We need sap going into another building. Just regular sap, making sap seeds. And then I need regular sap trees to run these guys, which then need power. This project ended up being bigger than I anticipated. Okay, so that then makes sap seeds, which then go into here to power the sap tree maker. So now the only thing that's not automated is the planter boxes into that, which I can just grab a bunch. That should last me the foreseeable future. And we'll go grab some more alginate. Perfect, 53 sodium alginate. That's enough. So you get planter boxes. You get all the sodium alginate that you want. Okay, and then what is the fertilizer made in? FBR. Fluidized bed reactor. I can craft one of them. Apparently I'm out of iron. Okay. Oh, this is the same thing that made melamine. Okay. Perfect. So that's going. Let's grab some more iron. Hey, made the first fertilizer at 167 hours. Man. And today's episode will not be as long as yesterday's. Goodness. Really trying to get back to that 45-minute range, 40 to 50 minutes as my episode length. Especially as we begin to think about GregTech New Horizons. I don't know if I can handle over an hour of Pi every day. And, you know, my recording schedule is not like... it's not like I literally do 1 episode a day in terms of recording. Some days I do 2 or 3, some days I do 0. So when I do 2 or 3 in a row, it makes a big difference if those 3 in a row are 40 minutes or, 70 minutes, obviously. So I need to be more careful with that. And we'll see what kind of schedule I settle into with GregTech New Horizons. It's always different starting out versus after you've done it for a month, so... Well, I can't believe we stopped sap tree production when we did. I remember thinking like, oh, we've got enough sap trees for like forever. And then we ended up making this, which took an extra 40 plus all the extra ones around this. And then we made this, which took well over 100 trees. I could go steal some trees from that. Honestly, that's what I'm gonna do. Because it's not like I need all that sap right now anyway. So let's go steal some trees. And that should be able to kickstart everything just fine. Sometimes 259 kilometers an hour just feels so slow. I know it's not slow, but it kind of feels like it. Alright, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. I don't know, how many should I grab? 32? 40? We'll grab 40. Okay. Those are going to be sad for a while. But hopefully we can bring back to them Sap Tree Mark II, which will be glorious. Yeah, I don't like that I'm not automating this, but it's just going to be so long of a process to automate this. I don't know if it's worth it right now. I think making a few batches manually is going to be... It's going to pay off in the work to not work, you know, ratio, I think. Okay, so now we just need more sap trees, which I just grabbed a bunch of. Here. So there we go, there's more sap seeds, Mark II. And now sap seeds will automatically go into here. We've got 3 of them already. And then that should get us our first sap tree Mark II. Yeah, baby. And then we're gonna need a couple more sap extractors that are making Sap Mark II, and then we can turn the Sap Mark II directly into Sap Seeds Mark II. So I don't need to keep doing this crazy recipe as much. This one we'll need to continue doing, but this one will be done after the first or second cycle. All right, one more. Sap Tree Mark II, baby. And then this will just keep making stuff. I do need more urea, I guess. Which, let's go check on that. Just make sure everything that we set up down here is working with the extra moss and stuff. The extra moss looks good. It looks like all the manure situations are running at full speed, which is good. And that should be increasing our manure here, which should be increasing urea production. Yeah, we're already backed up again on this belt. Okay, I'll steal this again. Perfect. Alright, you get urea. Alright, here we are, 80% of the way done with our first Sap Tree Mark II. Boom. Boom diggity. Alright. So now we're making Sap Mark II. And I can just let this run to get more regular sap trees, you know, to refill some other things, but yeah, I just don't think I need 5 sap makes 2 seeds. Yeah, I think I'll get a second tree this way. I've already got 3 seeds. This will be 4 seeds. Yeah, by the time this would make 5 sap Mark II. I guess it does make 4 per batch. So this is kind of making like 1.5 seeds per batch, roughly. So that's not too bad. Yeah, we'll get a second tree this way. Oh, well, maybe I can't, actually. Do we have enough? Yeah, we do. We only need 6 more here. That'll be enough. So that'll be exactly enough. Oh, 5? Oh, it's only 5. Put that back there. Okay, and then the urea can all get moved over to this chest to feed the fluidized bed reactor, which will make fertilizer for our sap tree Mark IIs. That one's done. There's our second sap tree Mark II on the way now. Boom. Perfect. And then we'll build up sap Mark II. What? Did it put one on the ground? I swear. What is going on with this? Does anyone understand why these auto outputters are putting things on the ground? There was never a moment where this chest wasn't here. Why did it also put one on the ground? I feel like this is gonna break my factory someday. And I'm gonna be really salty about it because it's not proper behavior. Is it squeak through? But I don't... Part of me says it's not squeak through, part of me says it is squeak through. Like it's changing hitboxes or something. Well, why is this placing some on the ground before it's placing... I don't know, something's buggy. And there it didn't, right? Like, why did it place the first one 3 in the box and 1 on the ground between the box and the building? And then the second time, just now, it placed them all in the box. That's not even consistent behavior. So I have no idea what's going on with that. Maybe it's because I placed the box after the building that it like assigned a future drop to go on the ground before, and then that somehow remembered that until I built the box, and then all future drops after that first one went into the box. I don't even know. I can't even begin to understand why it placed one on the ground there, to be perfectly honest. But we're gonna switch this around, and now we can switch this around to the other one. And I guess we do need that. And now I need this plugged in. And that should do it. Now we've automated, minus the bone meal and fertilizer, we've automated sap tree Mark II. The nice thing about this is I don't need planter boxes. We might need far more complicated things than planter boxes, but we don't need planter boxes for sap tree Mark II. Alright, I'm happy with this. I'll also let sap tree Mark I run its course here, because I might as well, but I'm guessing in the long run we'll never use sap tree Mark I again, because these things are twice as fast, right? 200%, 100%. Yep. All right, well, we're going to call it an episode there. We've got sap tree Mark IIs going, and that will build up over the next hours, the next many hours, and hopefully we can replace them all and double our sap production everywhere. As always, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see y'all in the next one.